Hey y'all, Kentucky Farmer here, and welcome back to another Game Strategies episode. In this episode, we're going to test out the difference between using the belt system or using a front loader. So, rumor has it that with the belts, there's a certain amount of product loss when you use them, whereas with a front loader, you do get to move all of the product. And what I mean by that is, if we look here, we've got 8,000 liters of grass in this trailer. And so what I'm going to do is dump this grass out on the ground using the tip anywhere function. And then we're going to use the conveyors to pick the grass back up and put it back in the trailer. And we'll see if we still have 8,000 liters. And then we'll do another test where we dump it on the ground and try and pick it up with this front loader and see if we have any loss that way. And depending on what results we get, we may do this a couple times to see if it's consistent or not. So we're going to go ahead and just drive this guy over. And we'll just get a nice clear spot here in the middle of our farmyard. And we want to, we'll tip to the right and unload here. So that's 8,000 liters of grass. Alright, there we go. That's all of it. So then we'll just leave that trailer right there and we'll position our belts. I like to start with the little one. For those who haven't used the belts, the reason why I have two of them is the little one is good at, it'll see, it'll pick the grass up and then it dumps it onto that one because this only goes so high, and that one can go a little bit higher, well, quite a bit higher, and that will make it so that you can dump it into the back of the trailer. That's close enough. And we'll get out and position this by the rest of the way by hand here. So to move these, if you haven't used them before, you just hit X and you'll enter it, and now you're kind of in it like a vehicle, but you need to start the engine and then you fold it and it lifts the hitch up like that, and now you can drive it around just like a normal vehicle. And so I'm just going to drive it until I get the end right into it like that, and then what I do is I'll stop the engine and then just jump out. And what I found is by stopping the engine, they're less likely to kind of move around on their own. I've noticed that some of these will kind of walk on their own. And then, so that one I drove over there, but this one here, watch, we can actually, we'll start the engine, and then I'm going to lift that belt up a little bit just so it doesn't hit the ground, but then, I could just drive this over there if I wanted to. It's slow, right? 3 miles an hour, so you wouldn't want to drive it too far, but you can definitely do it. So we may need to reposition our trailer a little bit. I might have gotten it too close there. But I can, lift the belt up like that. And then we're just gonna kind of bring it around just like that. There we go. Now, let me turn this off. There we go, stop the engine. So it ran for a little bit and it filled up all the belts. So that's because the trailer isn't quite underneath of them there. So I gotta pull it forward a little bit. Alright, there we go. So I'll zoom out here and you can see it'll start sucking up the grass. And we may have to reposition a little bit in order for it to get the entire pile off the ground. Yep. Alright, so I couldn't quite get the whole pile. So then what I'll do is just hop into this one here, start the engine, and we'll get it a little bit closer. There we go. Stop the engine. And we'll get into this one here. Start the engine. Trying to move it over a little bit too so I get the angle right. There we go. And now it's probably too far away, but I can extend it. I'll just extend it out until it reaches the trailer. There you go. Alright, so that's all the grass. We've picked up all of it off the ground. Both the belts are empty. So let's hop in here and see how many liters we have in our trailer. Look at that. We only have 7,010 liters now. Alright, so for the next test, what I'm going to do is I'll bring this around here and I'll fill it back up again so it's completely full. I've got this, this is a modded storage building that works like the in-game one, but it allows you to store regular grass windrow, forage, and chaff, I believe. Alright, so now for this, we're just going to do kind of the same thing. We're going to unload. There we go. That's probably good enough. This silage fork on the front of this holds a surprisingly large amount, so I think it holds 10,000 liters. I could be wrong, so we may actually be able to pick up this entire pile with one shovel load. Look at that, it's 8,000 liters. So let's dump this back in the trailer and it should give us 8,000 liters in the trailer too. There we go. Kind of interesting that it thinks there's a little bit left in there even though it's empty. I'm guessing it's because this is 100% full. Yep. Okay. So let's do one more test with the belts and let's see if I can do a whole test without actually having to move them at all in the process. Because maybe there's some lost when they like start and stop and you gotta reposition them. So I've got the second trailer here, and what I'm gonna do is put this one underneath the end of the belt, and then I can just dump that one while the belts are running so that I shouldn't have to move or reposition them. Alright, that looks like it's under there. That should be good. Okay, and we're still set to tip side right. So I'll unload a little bit and then stop and wait for it to go down. Uh-oh. Unload a little bit. Looks like we might have a problem here because it can't pick it up once it's past it. Well, we can do this test again and I'll be a little further away when I do it. Alright, so that didn't go as smooth as I hoped, but let's check and see what sort of results we got anyways here. $8,000. Interesting. So that time it did move all of it. Well, let's try it again here. This time I'm going to be a little bit further away when I dump, so I want to be about here. And let's get this guy over here. $8,002. Interesting. I just picked up a little bonus 2 liters there. Alright, so I'm actually gonna dump this out. Let's see here. Alright. And we'll leave that trailer there. Okay, tip side right, unload here. Alright, so that's all the grass. Oh, wow. Only 4,359 liters? We lost a lot that time. That's crazy. We almost lost half of it. Alright, well, this is really interesting because last time we didn't lose any and this time we almost lost half of it. Let's do this test one more time. There we go. Alright, so this is full now. let's go ahead and unload this. Huh. 7,000 liters. So we're down to 88% of it. So we lost some, but we didn't lose quite as much this time. Alright, I want to test this one more time, but I'm going to change another thing here. Alright, so we filled it back up. We got our 8,000 liters again. I'm going to come over here. And we'll put this underneath the end. Looks good. Alright, so what I want to do, let's start this. So I'm thinking, I wonder what happens if I attach it using that. I really don't like doing that. I don't like attaching them because they tend to like move weird when you do that. I've had them like literally like flip over when you attach them. It's just weird on the physics. But I wonder if if there's some way in like how they built these mods that attaching them for some reason helps with the alignment or helps you know, them know how much they're transferring or something. I don't know. So let's try this and see if it still loses some during the transfer here. Alright, that's all of it. Oh wow, 67%. Wow. Alright, so we still lost quite a bit. Alright, so I mean this is big. I was under the impression that you lost like 5 to 10%. But I mean that's a lot. Alright, let's try this. I'm gonna, just for argument's sake, let's dump this out here, and I'm just gonna try a couple times with the front loader just to demonstrate whether or not the front loader has any issue with like repeatability, right? All right. It's 8,000 liters. Whoops. It's interesting, I didn't realize it would dump on the ground and in the trailer at the same time like that. It's good to know. Alright, I think I got it all. Ah. Apparently I need to be a little closer to the trailer when I do this. Well, this would be a really good test. If it's full after this, then after spilling it on the ground multiple times, I'll be really impressed. Alright, I think that went in there. I don't know. It's not on the ground. Oh, I lost 3 liters. All that fooling around there, I lost 3 liters. Alright, let's do it one more time. See if I can get a better... Because, you know, I mean, when I scooped it up the first time, I definitely had 8,000 liters in my scoop. So that was totally my inability to unload it correctly there that caused me to lose that 3 liters. All right. Alright, so we got 8,000 in our bucket. Alright, I think it all went in that time. $8,000 in our trailer. Interesting. Alright, well there you have it. The belts are I'd say grossly inefficient. You know, 5% for convenience, yeah, I can handle that, but potentially losing 50% of your product by using the belts, that's unbelievable. So yeah, I'm definitely going to not be using those if I can help it in my games, and we'll probably be investing in a front loader here shortly. I mean, obviously we could run this test again using the instead of a wheel loader, a front loader, or a skid loader, or a telehandler. But I would be willing to bet we're going to see the same results with all of those, because the physics that governs the game mechanics that governs a bucket's ability to pick something up off the ground and dump it in a trailer is probably pretty consistent against all the various pieces of equipment. I mean, I could obviously test that if anyone thinks otherwise. I'd be happy to do it, but as far as this test is concerned, whether you should use belts or a loader, I would steer clear of the belts, definitely. So, very interesting. All right, well, hope you found this video useful. I know I did. If you did, would you please consider giving it a thumbs up? That helps a lot. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. If you think I screwed anything up, definitely let me know. And then, if you haven't already, please subscribe for more Farming Simulator videos. I'm Kentucky Farmer. Thanks for watching.